No, I just came to say hello. Doing very well. You get to take your
No, he's outside trying to discuss what he can do. Right.
That's right, the boss is here. That's right. Don't sit down.
Yeah, my name is Scott. All right. Working on I'm trying to get the herd fast. Well, I'm a travel guy, so there's a plan. 35 years. So when you do that, you go into the lake, like, yeah, they're misrepresenting our board.
That's why I thought. I'm like, that's what I'm like, oh, I know those objectors, so.
I live on federal, so I can remember. Definitely not right. I drive down here. Street there all the time. It's on the shore. I mean, the second is only a mile to the school. I can imagine what the 7-year-old. Oh, no way.
I'm saying, I was there when it was notable.
You're my mother. So I should show up to be in something. Hey, you forgot me. I don't like that. All right, so you are moving on to but you miss it, now you're back. Thanks for witness. Thanks for witness.
Chicago, Connecticut, I don't like to go away.
I'm here. Oh, okay.
Yes, 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 yes.
And then it's also a question of what's
Sit there, whatever goes by that one point of reference.
That's it. That's the problem.
I stood up and it was the way today, it's like much more fresh. We have guys in this, that's a mind doing that. So much difficult in the morning. I think we're going to be on the road. 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. Like I said, it's all fine. My kids used to myself and 2 more. It's small towns from but I was at the wrong time. He wrote me, it's the wrong, but it's faster. That's outside. Well, that's just that point. So we were at Point Pleasant before, but we were close to Arnold Avenue downtown, so downtown within a half mile. That was always nice to get the status quo. The best we can.
We'll see how that works out. So yes. Yeah, of course. Came off the bench. No, I think so yeah, hey, nice to meet you.
It's a short meeting. And I'll also tell you it's full of idiots.
Must be.
Hey, how are you? Look at the wind back. The Florida hybrid's back. Huh? Are you missing it? You want to come back? I'll take you back in a heartbeat. Yeah? Huh? So how did you be in Florida about 8 months, 6 months ago? Yeah, with Alpha's kissing, you know? Right? You know, what else is Florida for? It used to be the Borscht Belt, now it's the Alpha. Yeah, or a place with the Borscht Belt. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I totally
Right.
agree. I think you also did.
That's it. All right, let me just go, let me check in on Dad, when did you go over? Okay.
Chicago for a long time.
That's it. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Anything I need to?
Well, now when I know.
Yeah. Right.
There's no variance.
Right. Just want to make something out of that. All right. Very good. I guess it's for purposes.
For financing.
All righty, hopefully we got it in no time tonight. How are you? Good, thank you. What's my name?
I don't know if you ever testified when it's
Never forget you, come on.
Of course, that can you, right?
Not for us, one of the neighbors.
How you doing, Judith? You know, days on slogans, how can I make you tell me? No wine?
That's why when I was on the Parkway at 20 up, I was just like, I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't worried about it.
No wine and steaks either.
I didn't sit there. So one is married and one is yours. So what are they advertising? They're advertising,
He misses us. He misses us.
oh, okay.
No, I haven't. Oh, there's one right there. Now who's skinny enough to climb under? You bet younger. No, I meant skinny, not young enough. Now you don't know one. Is it in?
Oh, so you put well,
Yeah, we got it. Okay. So, okay. Well,
So that would be 300 feet away from the edge of the back.
no, the ones with that, they talk about.
Across the street.
Across the street, they're waiting, they're out.
No, they're within 300 feet. Oh, over there. Yes, that's not happening from us. Yes, that's when the rabbi and my dad sat down and had a conversation. And the three houses that are right close to the road, deed restricted,
Right. No
fences,
fences, no-
they had
no clearing.
No clearing and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about your lot. We just saw the sign go up and we thought, oh, they renewed marriage law. We thought, well, maybe they never sold the other one. Well, I just
oh, okay, yeah.
We didn't send a letter. You know, I think you had a letter sent. You had a letter like probably on the location, things like that. And then,
Towns, you got
this one. There were 3 lots on County Line Road. And he wanted to go to this way. What happened for us?
Sean, how you doing? All right?
Well,
Good.
Keep
busy?
trying,
All right. Yep.
So the house.
So you're busy?
yes.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Well, I don't know. I keep bringing it up.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why did that happen? Is that right? So you're...
Well, very good. I hope this comes across the way I mean it.
Okay, okay.
But imagine, very well. Heck with the 4
The universe. I understand what you're saying. You know, Sean, I'll tell you something. My dad passed away 10 years ago. My mom was still around.
It was big.
When my father passed away, it was from the old best. What time did we have dinner? What time is lunch? Write out a check for this bill, for that bill. He passed away. My mother stepped in. So the family had to step in to try to pick up. You know what? He didn't pick up the dental bill of it. That's the hardest part. You know, when they call you on the phone, they're, you know, all discombobulated because they don't have that partner, and you become that crutch for them. And it's hard for you because I know it's hard for me, so I know it's hard for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much. And you want to do everything.
I will say though, I'm lucky. My dad, he doesn't let
He's always done something. If I know your father. I know he's always done some stuff for himself. Nobody ever told him what to do. You know that. So where do you think you're going to be able to, even though you're flesh and blood, that don't mean crap, you know it.
And like you were saying, the whole our world,
Yeah.
the 4 of us, surrounded by.
Did you do any type of memorial or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we're in the whole.
Right, okay.
It's just like the daughter was just now you let me talk. Like
Okay, okay. All right.
My daughter was just.
Okay, do we have a minion? Let's get going.
Okay, okay.
Moving.
Again, my mother.
What?
Right.
Yeah, we're still losing.
Yeah, so she's lost that connection. Yeah. All the family history and everything.
Try your best.
Yep.
Do what you.
Yep.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
You need at least 4 to do the pledge.
To get started.
Yeah, you need 4. You need 4 to even get started.
Morty Bros is not coming tonight. Let me take it. Okay. We're fine. We're okay. Is he sitting there? Okay, wait. No, sit down. Oh, you're taking this tonight? You got a break? Order. I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order. Tonight's meeting has been advertised according to New Jersey State Sunshine Rule. Madam Secretary, roll call, please. Roll call, please.
Mr. Gelli.
Yeah.
Mr. Halverson.
Yeah.
Mr. Langley. Mr. Naftali.
Here.
Mr. Ribbiat.
Here.
Mr. Inger.
Here.
Mr. Gross. Mr. Gonzalez.
Here.
Mr. Halverson.
Here. Do we need Mr. Inger tonight? Yes, Mr. Langley is not here tonight, so we're replacing Mr. Inger in lieu of Mr. Langley. Everyone please rise and salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay.
Minutes?
Yes, can I have approval of the minutes for July 10th meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Motion from Hal Halverson. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second from Obi Gonzalez. Madam Secretary, roll call.
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Obi and Hal.
Mr. Gelli.
Here. Yes.
Halverson.
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat.
Yes.
Mr. Inger. Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Mr. Halverson.
Yes. Okay, I see we have two correspondents on tonight's meeting. One is appeal number 3954, and one is appeal number 3934. Before we go into the correspondence, I just want to clear up the calendar a little bit. We have appeal number 4029, Congregation Malas and Torah, which I understand will not be heard tonight, as per our advice of our counsel, Mr. Jerry Dasty. So therefore I need a motion to carry Congregation Malas and Torah to 9/11.
Without further notice.
Excuse me?
Without further
Without
notice.
further notice.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Jerry specifically asked the carry, so carry. What? Because Jerry had a whole thing going back and forth with the applicant, and you were here last, but there were a whole bunch of objections that want to be heard, and we didn't finish the presentation portion, and we couldn't have them heard, and they said that they can't be there tonight. So Jerry, the community decided that it's better to.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, if I may, there was one objector who couldn't be present this evening. There was also, I think, a little bit of a misunderstanding because the chairman had asked me if this applicant would prefer 9/11 over tonight's meeting. I think because tonight's meeting really fell out during the 9 days period. I had responded that we would prefer the 24th, but the objector understood that the only reason that we were asking for this meeting to be held on the 24th and not on September 11th was so that his testimony shouldn't be heard. So the attorney asked us, Jerry didn't give us much of a choice and said that this matter had to be carried to September 11th, so the applicant is complying.
Okay. Okay. Can I have a motion to carry appeal number 4029, Congregation Malas and Torah? Make motion from Mr. Inger.
September 11th, no further notice.
No further notice. So I have a motion from Mr. Inger. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Who is that, Mayor Gelli? Second from Mayor Gelli. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Gelli.
Yes.
Mr. Halverson.
Yes.
Mr. Naftali.
Yes.
Mr. Ribbiat.
Yes.
Mr. Inger.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Mr. Halverson.
Yes. Okay. Anything else that we clear out of the way here? Not for now. Okay. So we're going to go back to correspondence. We have a correspondent letter from 3954, Bell's Center of Lakewood. The subdivision of Mary Weinstein.
Lot 1081, lot 12.42, for subdivision of the clubhouse to be on a separate lot.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Mary Weinstein on behalf of the applicant Bell Center of Lakewood. I'm sure the board will recall that about a year ago, we were in front of this board for approval to build a larger shul to accommodate actually there's two separate Bell's developments. The board granted that approval. The only thing is that approval did not contain a subdivision. So what happened was that shul is now part of a lot that contains all the common elements, including the roadway. So now when the applicants went out to apply for financing to actually get the money to build the shul, and the attorney for the bank happens to be sitting in the room right behind me, so he can certainly attest to this. The bank came back and said, no can do, we can't finance this because there's no way possible that we can finance the shul, and we're not interested in taking a lien on the roadway. What if somebody gets hurt, what if whatever. So basically the purpose of of this correspondence matter tonight is to seek a subdivision approval to create a separate lot for the shul.
I figured as much. That was the issue, the financing issue that came up on it.
That is the issue.
Anyone have any issues with it?
And Brian is here if you wanted to explain exactly what's being done. Brian's here, we could have him sworn and he can show you exactly what. Yeah, we probably should.
Mr. Flannery, do you swear or affirm to testify the truth in this matter?
I do. Brian Flannery Jackson, New Jersey, licensed professional engineer and professional planner. I have two renderings. One is the rendering that was approved a year ago showing the shul. Everything stays the same. The other is a rendering of the subdivision, and you can see the residential lots were all the small green lots. Everything else was one large lot. We're now proposing to amend the subdivision to add those two pink lines so that the shul is on its own lot with the park.
I just have one question. I really have no problem with this, but before we made that subdivision, right now everything was taken care of the homeowners association.
Yes.
Now who's going to take care of it?
The open space will be taken care of by the homeowners association. The shul will be taken care of by the congregation.
There's actually a shul-based entity. What we will do is we will deed over the lot that the shul is going to be on to this congregation, Bells of Lakewood. I forget the exact name of the entity, but into this shul-based entity, and the shul will actually take care of the shul lot. But obviously the roads and the playgrounds and everything else is going to remain part of that common area lot that's going to be owned and maintained by the homeowners association.
You also realize that it's a separate lot will require sidewalks now all around the shul, up against the road and so on and so forth.
Well, the sidewalks were already shown, so the site plan portion of it stays the same. So the sidewalks are there, you can see them on the rendering of it, so there's no new sidewalks.
The pink line is, the won't require now a new set of sidewalks?
No, it will not.
Mr. Chair, that's okay.
Go ahead.
According to the original approval, who was
Yeah,
the... According to the original approval, wasn't the town that was going to be responsible for garbage, or that was going to be the association, or...
The homeowner association.
Homeowners, so
Yes.
that was the town, so it's not going to get complicated now that it's going to be...
No,
It's not gonna change.
It's not going to change at all.
The only thing that's going to change is that we're adding in the lot line. That's the only thing changing by this.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, I just have a quick question about the attorney.
Sure.
Here in the letter and the applicant information, it says here clubhouse. Okay, there's nothing here that says shul. So I'm concerned because a clubhouse to me is something that's owned by the community, and a shul is basically a congregation, two separate entities. And according to this